Hi, beautiful peeps. So, this video will be about my past 10 days Vipassana retreat, which I've just returned from in Chiang Mai. I'm here in beautiful Chiang Mai in my apartment, Green Hill headquarters. And I decided to make a quick video about this because my Facebook post, I was just talking about it last night, got a lot of traction, people engaged a lot. Yeah, and a lot of people just want to do it too because of my post, and I thought that's pretty cool. So I may make a small video about this whole experience and explain as much as I can, as much as I remember, as much as I want to talk about it in a video, because maybe that helps a lot of more people and that pushes a lot of more people to go, hopefully. So yeah, let's begin. So it's 2020 now. I'm still not there yet. So I went into this retreat 2019 December, at the end of December, because I thought I had a really crazy year. I want to come down from this year, so I want to go and meditate in silence. And so it's a silent meditation retreat. You're not allowed to talk. And I like that. I don't really like to talk too much anyways. People talk so much all the time. It's not my thing. So I thought that is it. I need to go there and I need to chill out and I need to not speak and meditate and just calm down from a crazy year. So I did. I went to a place, 1 hour scooter ride. What's going on here? 1 hour scooter ride out of the city of Chiang Mai. And I went to this place and with my small backpack, because you don't really need anything. So if you have white clothes, you bring white clothes. You don't bring any clothes because everyone will be wearing the same thing. If you don't have any white clothes, they will give you some white clothes. But it's always good to have your own, because when I actually went, the place was really, really full, overfilled. It was high season. And one of the spiritual teachers also died about 3 weeks ago now. I'll show you his face. Because of that, many people wanted to come and pay respect and attend meditation retreats and stuff because he died. So that's, where is it? That was his face. They gave me this little thing. You can put it in a necklace. It's blessed by him, and it's called the Chomtong branch, the Chomtong temple where I was. And so anyways, that's why it was full. So, and they were running out of clothes and whatever. So it's good if you bring your own anyways. So, and it was high season, it's Christmas, and maybe everyone has the same idea as I had. Oh, crazy year, let's go and meditate over it. I arrived and so I decided this 2 days before I went. I'm like, okay, this is my time. I need to go. I wanted to do this for some time, and now I have exactly 10 days time to do it before I start my new project, starting a new project, building this online community. And it starts today on the 6th of January. So I wanted to be ready for that. I wanted to be back for that. And that was just, I had 10 days free, not free, but before my next bigger thing. So it's cool, I'll go for 10 days. My other things can run by themselves. I have people doing what they do and it's fine. So here, that's one of the biggest fears of many of you guys, I know, and it was one of mine as well. We think, we can't leave our businesses for 10 days. I can't not check my emails and whatnot. And it's total bullshit. Yes, you can. You are not life dependent on your phone. You can outsource your things. You can Some clients can wait. You can, write an autorespond and say like, hey, I'm back in 10 days or 2 weeks or whatever, however long you decide to go, and not freak out over it. I come back and I have like 5 new booking requests for the luxury Bali tours, and it's fine. Like, I can respond now, put autorespond and say like, hey, we're on holidays, we'll be back then, and it's okay. I hired 2 new people, just on the day before I left, and I prepared everything for them for like 2 weeks, put a Trello board to do whatever deadlines, and also I thought, okay, if I'm not available, if they just start and I'm not available for questions and whatever, they will never be there when I come back and whatever. I did it anyways, and guess what? I come back and they're still there. And even better, they have done their things and they met all the deadlines. And, you just gotta put some trust in sometimes, even if you've met your fair share of assholes. Everyone has. There's some good people out there. You just gotta find them. So let's continue. I have so many things to say. So I go to this place on my scooter, forget half of my things. The reason why I went is a few reasons. I was totally burned out, completely burned out. I don't think I've ever had a holiday in my life. Like, always, I just work. I've probably never been without my phone, ever. And 1 year ago, I was in Chiang Mai as well, and I attended a 3-day Vipassana retreat, which is supposed to give you just a taster, so you can experience how it is to be in a temple, how it is to get up every morning at 4, have the breakfast, meditate, have lunch at 11, don't eat after anymore, and all these things. But the 3 days, 2 nights, 3 days, that was, you were allowed to keep your things, your phone and everything, and I was sharing a room with this girl, and I just went to see how it could be like I was aware this is not going to be like, oh, life-changing or whatever. Nothing happens within 3 days, like, honestly, don't even go if you don't have more time. But so that is 1 year ago now, and I could not imagine myself being without my phone for like even a day, because I had this mindset about, everything, I need to take care of everything and nothing happens without me. Now, 1 year later, I couldn't have imagined anything more beautiful than being without my phone for even 10 days and my laptop or any other distraction. It was the most beautiful thing I could ever do to myself, and I'm already craving to go back. I've been back now 2 nights, and I can't wait to go back. Like, that was the most beautiful thing. And a lot of things have changed in my behavior towards my work, my devices, my whole routine, how I see the things and stuff like that. And it's just 2 days, right? So if you go into a Vipassana retreat, we say in German, we just open the jar. It's not a thing in English. So it's like, you just like start your journey, basically. It's just the beginning. And now I will see, or you will see if you do it, things happen to you all the time. You're a lot more mindful along the way. So it's not just over the 10 days when things supposed to happen to you. It's the whole process over many, many years. Some people do it and then they come back 20 years and they're like, oh my God, this and this happened, so profound, yada, yada, yada. And they go back to Vipassana and do another one. Many people do one Vipassana a year. I'm actually thinking about implementing it too. Not thinking about it, I already made up my decision. I think I'll go every December, because that's a very, very good time for me to go. So I'm not a fan of Christmas and all that jazz. So it's like, all of this is the perfect timing for me to go and, be shut off from the world for some time. So, again, I arrive at this place. I meet Julia. She's a nun. I meet Or. She's a volunteer, super nice girl from Israel. And a few other people who work in the temple. So these temples are run by donation. They are not like normal workers, like you may be. The whole place is run on donations, and so are the teachers who are there, right? So I get an introduction, I get put into my room, I get my clothes. Immediately I give away my phone to someone who worked there, because I know myself, I can't just keep it and use my clock as a timer and everything, because if I have it, I will go on it anyways. And for sure, the best recommendation I can give you, if you go, don't take it. If you take it because you need it for GPS to get somewhere, like I did, give it away to someone and lock it away during the time you're there, because there's no point in doing this whole thing if you have the chance to escape into the online world and distract yourself from your own thoughts, which is the reason why you're there, to face your own inner demons. So I get clothes, I get the room. First, they put me in a house. I don't know how many rooms, I think it was 8 people in the whole house. And I was sharing the floor with a girl right next to the entrance. And I already was going crazy. I was like, come on, guys, can you be serious? Like, I'm coming here to not hang out with people. And I don't want to have 8 people going in and out of this house every 5 minutes. Walk past my bed, which is like a hard, small, tiny, not even mattress, something like a yoga mat. A thicker yoga mat where you're going to sleep for the next 10 days. I don't have a problem with that. I honestly don't, but I do have a problem with people walking past me while I'm trying to have privacy and stuff like that. So I got really upset about this. It's like, la. So they put me into another room with 1 girl, which was a lot better. Of course, 2 people is better than 8. So don't be scared about this, because this is my own fault. I decided to go like now, and I want a spot now. If you have time to plan this, email them first and make a reservation so you can get a private room. That is anyway what is so much better, because you are so much focused on yourself, and you really should. You really should ignore everyone else who's around you, which is a bit hard if you share a room. So you sometimes got to be like, oh, is there toilet paper or not? You're not allowed to speak, so you speak anyway, sometimes about stupid things. So if you have a private room, then that doesn't happen, obviously. So I shared a room 8 days with a girl until the last 2 days. They separated us because a few people left, a few rooms became available, and also because it were the hardest days, I guess. And things got tough. So, day 1, introduction. They show you the place. There were 2 meditation halls where you could go and meditate. You can also meditate in your room. And they showed us the food place, so the breakfast and lunch place was the same place. And that's it. Day 1, you arrive, and then introduction, you start meditating a few rounds. And in the morning, it really starts. So don't count the first and the last day of your experience, because it doesn't actually do much, anything. Okay, actual day 1. So let's call it day 0. No, let's call it day 1, otherwise I get confused. So day 2. First day of my experience. There's a few rules. So we get up at 4 o'clock. 4 a.m. we get up. And the ring bells. The bell rings. The bell rings, the monk bell rings. You live with monks, not with monks in a house. I was in a female house, but the monks live just next to you. So I didn't hear that. So we had, anyways, our own alarm clocks. So they will give you an alarm clock and they will give you a timer, because you don't have your phone and you need to time your meditations, and you need to get up at a certain point. And your room, you don't have any distractions. You don't even have a mirror in your room. So you're not allowed to have any nail polish, no makeup, nothing. Like, I needed to take off all my jewelry, like 0 distraction. You're like purely you. You're going in as you, and you're coming out as more you, even, if that makes any sense. So before I was like, wow, am I in prison here? Like, so many rules. And I thought, I can just chill or whatever. quickly understood why all of that. So I couldn't take off my nails because they're gel, and you can't just take them off. And that was okay. I guess many people have that. Socks, I had to wear socks then to cover my nail polish on my feet. That's fine. So I walk around like a proper German, socks and flip-flops. That's what they do. Anyway, they warned me, no mirrors, the room. Pretty basic. As I said, there's like one bed. So the girl, she got the bed. I gave her the bed. Like she got it, I gave her whatever. I don't care. I sleep with the floor. And that's it. You get up at 4. You meditate at 4. And the meditation consists of 3 parts. The first part is called the mindful prostration. You basically sit like this girl on the floor and you start your movements. Can I show you this now? Maybe I should just do it. I did not plan for this part, whatever. I just thought I'd make this video quickly before I forget about it. Like how I did things and what happened and all of that stuff. Okay, so I'm just going to squeeze on my chair here. Like in this position, right? Excuse me. Maybe I should just sit on the floor. Hang on. Yeah. Ow. Just cleaning up my house a little bit. All right. So. Maybe like this. You get the point. So this is how you start every single meditation. The meditation consists of 3 parts. They come in a bundle. And you cannot leave any of them out. You can't just pick one and do one. So it's this mindful prostration, and then it's walking meditation and sitting meditation. And the mindful prostration starts like this. So you obviously sit, and then you have your hands on your knees, and then you say like, you just pay attention to every single move you do, right? You'd be like, turning, 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 lifting, 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 touching, 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 turning, 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 lifting, 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 touching, 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 raising, 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 touching, 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 lowering, 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 touching, touching, touching. I'm obviously doing it far too quick. Bending, 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 lowering, lowering, lowering. But actually it should be like really like slow, right? And all the noises, I'll just finish and explain more. Lowering, touching, 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 covering, covering, covering. Lowering, 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 touching, 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 covering, covering, covering. And then you have your hands like this on the floor. Lowering, lowering, lowering. And then you put your head to your hands. Touching, touching, touching. Raising, raising, raising. And then turning, turning, turning. Lifting, lifting, lifting. Turning, turning, turning. Lifting, lifting, lifting. You come up. Do the same thing again. Touching, touching, touching. Raising, raising, raising. Touching, touching, touching. Until you do this 3 times. And during that process... Is that my phone stopping? No, it's not. It's all good. During that process, you will need to pay attention to all the things which happen around you. For example, this kid is just screaming. So I would stop my movement and I would say like hearing, hearing, hearing. I would acknowledge that I'm hearing something. And then I would be like, Do I like it? Do I dislike it? Is it neutral? Is that neutral? Right now, this screaming kid doesn't annoy me because it's neutral. Before, I would be like, annoying, dislike, for example. I hope this will last forever. So hearing, smelling, if you smell something during your practice, then you stop. If I smell the coffee from downstairs, I'll be like, oh, stopping. Smelling. Delicious. You repeat 3 times what you actually go through at this moment. There's so much sense behind all this. I know this all sounds like boring, crazy, and whatever right now, but there's actually like a structure behind this. Smelling, touching, feeling, hearing, and thinking. Thinking was my biggest one. Obviously, I have like a really busy mind. So when these things happen during your meditation, you need to acknowledge them, and then you need to like put them into like a box. What is it? Oh, dislike, like, neutral, blah, blah, blah. So that was number 1. After you finish 3 of those mindful prostrations, you do a walking meditation, which goes like this. Every time, every day, well, not every day, but every day you go in and you see your teacher. You have someone who is like guiding you through the whole thing. And he knows when you're ready for the next exercise. So walking meditation has many different exercises. I'll show you one right now because that's enough. So it will look like this. So you start and you be like standing, and then moving, touching, resting. That's how you start walking, right? Like you're really mindful about every single movement you do. So then you're like this. I'll show you my feet now. So I love this tripod. I just bought it new. And then you're like this. And you start walking. Okay. Think about, what am I doing now? Like I'm standing. And then I'm not like walking because I'm first intending to walk. And then it goes heel up, lifting, moving, lowering, holding, touching, pressing, lifting, moving, lowering. Oh, sorry. So, heel up, lifting, moving, lowering, touching, pressing. And then this is like one exercise out of many. That's like the 6-step exercise. That's like the last one you will get. And every exercise teaches you a different lesson. So the one exercise we did about the walking was, I think it was the first. I should show you. The first goes like simple. Lifting, moving, touching. You put up your heel, you move, you put it down. Lifting, moving, touching. You do that for a few days or a few rounds, and then you get asked a question. Do you think it's the same? Do you think this step is the same? Every step is the same. Is the left movement you do, is that the same as the right? It sounds silly, I know. It sounds so silly when you talk about it. I hope this makes any sense. Please let me know in the comments if anyone gets this. Because it's really hard. It's really hard to explain this to people who haven't done the experience, because it sounds so simple, but it's really not. Before, I would have thought, if I would have watched a video like this, I would have thought this person's just crazy. What the hell is she talking about? So, if you're still with me, thank you so much. So then you'll be asked the question, is it the same step? Is the left step the same step as the right step? And you start to realize, no, nothing is the same. Absolutely nothing is the same. I mean, it's not hard to realize that. Maybe some people think, oh, it's the same step. I do the same step every day, all over again, blah, blah, blah. But actually it isn't. And that is one of the Buddhism teachings. So there's 3 components to it. The non-self, impermanence, and suffering. And this is impermanence. This step means, maybe I should not say that. Well, I'll say it anyways. So every Vipassana retreat is different. If you go to another one, they may have different exercises. But this one is for you to understand nothing is the same. Every situation is different. Every moment is different. And that it does sound so simple, but when they explained this to me after I exercised this thing for like a few days, something clicked in my head and it's like, yes, everything is different. I know it totally will not make sense for you right now, but yeah, again, it will at some point. So there's different exercises where you learn to understand things are like that. Everything is different, every moment, every different. Like I am now different than I was like 10 seconds ago because I've already evolved. Things happen within my body, things happen within my brain, and I've changed. Tomorrow I'll be different. Yesterday I was different. Yeah, I'll leave it like that. So that's impermanence. Nothing lasts forever. It's the same comparison. Everything has a start, like a beginning, a middle, and an end. That is another exercise which is very, well, it's the whole thing, which will teach you this. It sounds so simple. You'd be like, oh, why do I need to go to a 10-day meditation retreat to understand these things? Because you don't know them. You know them theoretically, but your body doesn't know them. Our senses, we behave because of our body senses. And that is also what you will be learning. I think you should look up Vipassana Retreat TED Talk. Vipassana TED Talk. There's a few TED Talks who explain about prisoners and how they have implemented Vipassana meditation into prison and how much that changed the entire prison. Just watch it and you will understand a little bit more than my blah blah right now. So after walking meditation, you will be doing sitting meditation, and that's where the real magic happens. Happened for me anyways. For you it may be different. So this is my experience. Your experience may be completely different. For sure, actually. So you sit. Just like you sit in a meditation like this, you put your hands like that, and then you, my thing is gonna fall down. Just bought it new. Ignore, disappointment. So, sitting meditation, hands like that, and then you sit like this. You don't lean back to the wall, because that's not what you do. Deal with it. And then you sit, and then you breathe. And in your head you go, you do this, you go rising. And when you do this, you go falling. Raising, falling, sitting. What am I doing? I'm raising my breath. I'm following my breath. I'm sitting. Raising, falling, sitting. This is one starting exercise, and it goes on. You start to scan your body. You have different touching points over different days, and it activates different things in your body. And really crazy things happen during your meditation, like during this whole thing, man, I can tell you. Which are very common symptoms, but I thought I was going crazy. It's like, what is this shit? Sorry. Your nose starts itching, your eyes start itching really badly, you start scratching your body all over, but it's all symptoms of the meditation, which is normal, and every day something else happens. You go to the toilet, you have this, you have that, and I had no idea about all of this before I walked in, and that's what made it so hard to keep going, because I didn't know what expects me. I didn't know about all these things. If I knew, oh shit, my hair and everything is so itchy. I just showered 5 times a day. What's going on? If I knew this is all normal and things are supposed to happen, maybe I would have kept going more, but also maybe the effect would have been less, because everything makes so much sense at the end when they give you the final talk and they explain about all of this. So again, this may be different for you. This was my experience. Every student is different. I didn't even know I was going to be a student when I walked in there. Mohammed was my teacher, and he's the best guy on earth. He, this man is so patient. I'm the worst student on this planet, and I think I was pretty much the hardest one of the hardest ones he's had. He was so patient, and I had no clue why. He was literally begging me to stay. He was begging me to stay because I think on day... Where's my papes? Day 6 and 7, I was losing my mind. This doesn't make sense. Why am I here while I'm listening to the birds? I could have been working on my new platform, blah, blah, blah. You know, all these escapism things you're trying to tell yourself while you are in this place. It's really, really crazy. And he obviously knew the benefit I would get out of it if he makes me stay. And he did make me stay, and I'm so thankful for him. Thank you so much. And I was wondering, like, this huge, bold dude teaching me Buddhism and meditation and not getting anything out of it. And it's just really begging me to stay. Really didn't make sense now. It all makes sense. So, yeah, day 6 and 7 was crazy for me. I experienced a lot of different feelings, a lot of insights. And by the way, peeps, and it's not all crazy. Like, you will have your crazy times, but also you will have your inspirational times non-stop. And I had this during the whole days. Like, I took notes. We're not supposed to take notes, but I did anyways, because this is worth $1 million. All these things, things I need to do in my business, which person I need to put in which position, who do I need to call to make the next step, you know, funny things which become so clear to you all of a sudden, because you are away from all the distraction for like days and days, and your mind becomes so clear and you can see things so clear all of a sudden. And this person which I'm going to call, for example, for this position, I knew him since a long time, and we've been talking for a long time, and how could I not even see, like, this man is the perfect person for that job? Things like that. About my new membership site, about the business community I'm building, I have the plan ready. Like, it's already done in my head. It's done, and I had so many great ideas and insights, and just like something magical. I don't believe in God and all that stuff, but something really like showed me the way, and my mind was the purest ever. So that's when really the magic happens. It's not just you go crazy. Oh, let me talk about this crazy stuff a little bit more, because that's the actual point also why you should go. You know, the things when I was thinking like, oh, this is so boring, this is so boring, this is so boring. Oh, I'm itchy. Oh, my flatmate is annoying me. Oh, I don't want to eat this soup every morning. Oh, not that I wasn't thinking that, but that could be a thought of yours, because there is actually the same soup every morning. I love soup, so I didn't mind. But all these stupid things we think all day long are just a distraction of our own inner demons we are not wanting to face. This is how I can probably put it best. How do I explain it? People, anyone who is watching this and who has done it, please help me to make this really more clear in the comments below. Because I don't really know how to express myself sometimes. Especially not to people who haven't done it, and who I don't want to scare away, but I want to encourage and stuff. So these are some of the exercises we got. I'm just checking if I can explain something better. Oh, yeah. So there's a few days of preparation where they prepare you for the determination. I did this course in 10 days, and it's supposed to be a 21-day course. So they told me, actually, I didn't even know it's a course. I thought I'd go and meditate and chill out. So it's very, very intense for 20 days. And imagine squeezing all of that into 10 days. So everyone who's planning to go for 10 days right now, forget about it and do 21. It will be better for you. It will be easier for you. You will get a lot more benefit out of it. And it will just benefit you so much more for the rest of your life. Because now I understand more about this whole thing. I researched loads of things about Vipassana since I'm back. And I wish I stayed longer, because now I don't need to go back, but I want to go back like really and do like 3 weeks, like now, tomorrow, if I wouldn't start my thing now. That's what I would do. And I would need to start from the beginning, obviously, because my mind has now again been flooded with Facebook notifications, traffic, thoughts, this, that, clothes. What am I going to wear today? Where is my head, whatever, brush, this and that shit, like stupid things. So it takes, again, time to purify and to clear your mind in order to dig really deep into like your subconscious, to dig really deep into what is actually occupying your subconscious mind. Like, what is it, what makes you react X, Y, Z in certain situations? And you'd be like, wow, I had no idea. The stupidest things like come up from childhood. I know all the blah blah, you had a bad childhood and you're fighting with blah. And I know it sounds so cliche, but sometimes it's not even like the crazy things. You know how I put up this Facebook post the other day and I was talking about my past and stuff like that. And I can be really open about this. One of my boyfriends died. But back then he died in a car crash. And it was a really tough time for me. I was 16. And it's a long time ago now, a very long time ago. And I can talk about this openly because I have been, like, I've worked through it. I think I finished off with the topic. Of course, there is something coming up in your mind which pops back, like, oh, the way we used to do this, or the way we used to dance, or whatever. But it's not, it's a memory. Things which happen to you are still your memory, and they can pop up as well. So you learn the difference between, okay, this is a memory, this is still occupying my mind, I need to work on this, or I need to resolve this issue with that person or within myself, so that will resolve it by itself and things like that. So obviously the incident or whatever popped up a little bit in my mind because it's still a memory. I will never be able to erase it, and I don't want to. Why would I? But it's there. But I know for myself it's not a thing. It's not something what makes me like fall down on the floor and I'm crying over it and why this and that and whatever, So I've passed that stage a few years ago and I'm done, like I've worked through it. Still, memory pops up. Then there's other memories which come up really frequently, like a lot of things which happened this year to me came up, boom, 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 like all the time. And it was so annoying because this one thought would just not want to go away. And you like breathing in, breathing out, like raising, falling, sitting. You're trying to force, no, I'm sitting, I'm breathing, I'm doing this, go away thought. It's not like that. You just like acknowledge it. Yes, you're fucking annoying me, go away, and resent it. Basically, that's what you do all the time. And I would have never thought I would get over something because it's been occupying my head since many months over this year. It was really terrible experience, and it was some sort of like unfinished business kind of thing, and it was really painful, that all of that shit, and it kept coming up. It was really present even before I walked in. It's like, and then I was like, hey, I know all these things, I know my problems, I know what I need to work on. Why am I here? I don't need to come here to like rumoring about my things all the time because it just makes it worse. And I was like, da, 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 da. And now it's gone. This is not gone, but it's like inside something. Okay, like one of the last days you get exercises where you cut off things. It sounds so silly, and it sounds really silly, but it really works. I think that was day 3 of the determination. Yeah, I can go on and on and on about this. So I resolved a lot of things which I didn't think I would through like this meditation retreat, and which is really great. And you also have metta every day. You get a metta exercise, which they give you like 2 examples, and then you can write. You're not supposed to write, but you can say your own. But I wrote anyways because there's so many things I need to say to the universe or whoever, whatever. So the written thing is like, may I be happy, free from suffering, free from enmity, diseases and grief, free from troubles, difficulties and dangers, and be protected from all misfortune. So it's really, really important that you pray for yourself first, that you being kind to yourself first before anyone else. Because if you're not happy, you can't make anyone else happy. Like that's just it. Then the second one is the same, but just for all other beings. Like, may all sentient beings be happy, free from suffering, free from enmity, disease and grief, free from troubles, difficulties and dangers, and be protected from all misfortune. And then there's another one. May all beings be delivered free from suffering. May all beings be free from loss, blah, blah. And the last bit I didn't like. I didn't do that. And then I wrote my own thing. I have a whole list of things, I should like forgive this person. So they emphasize a lot about, hey, did you do the metta about your parents, mama, papa, sister, all of that? Because obviously that's apparently things which occupy our subconscious the most. Like it or not, I didn't like it. So I wrote it down anyways, because I keep then thinking, yeah, but you can't change people, and people are shit, and I like this, I like that. But you can, of course, change your perception on situations and be more mindful, have more understanding. It sounds all generalized, and you may think, I don't need this meditation retreat to have this mindfulness or this understanding, but I'm telling you, you do, because it's not just knowing about it that you can't change other people, but you can change your perspective. It's that you go in there and you experience these things through small, tiny exercises like lift your feet, move your feet, put your feet down and stuff like that, which become really conscious to you then. Yeah. So, my whole list of people I hated or resent for something, but also I put down a lot of things, goals which I want to reach this year or in life and stuff like that. And yeah, you get a wish at some point, day 3 or whatever. You get a wish. The people you hate the most, all the best. I hate you so much, I don't want to wish you well. But you do. Holding crutches, I'm the master in holding crutches, because I'm such a honestly, I'm such an honest and pure person, and I really say straight out what I think, and I try to help people, and I also can be really mean if I think you have done something really unfair. I can turn and be a bitch and things like that. So I'm like really pure, and that's why I have a hard time when someone isn't. And most of people are not. Like, most of people are not. It's just not happening in this world. And that's one of my biggest things, which I still need to understand, and stop trying to understand why people did what they did. Because you can, think about this for the rest of your life. But this will give you like a beginning of an understanding of like the whole thing. It is, yeah. I hope this all makes sense, peeps. I want to say one more thing, maybe a few more things, which just popped to my mind. Another exercise is, did I tell you about the daily routine? So you wake up at 4, You meditate until 6, then it's breakfast. You go to the food court, you eat your soup, and then you come back and continue meditating until they call you in for a meeting. You report in the report room. I thought that's quite cute, and I'm convinced if they don't have that, people would leave like earlier, because you are allowed to speak in this room. Obviously, you're allowed to report about your feelings and experiences. And funny, they ask you like, oh, so today, are you feeling itchy? Or today, did you have headache? Or today, these thoughts came up, and you're like, where are the hidden cameras? Like, I felt like I'm in a reality, what is it called? Reality show. It's like, how do these weirdos all know these things? Like, everyone is walking around in white, not talking, doing all these weird movements. Now they even know what I'm feeling. Like, what's going on? So if it wasn't for Mohammed, if he wasn't there and just like talked into me every day, but I wouldn't even get upset about him. It's like, he talks the same thing again. It's like, I would be complaining about whatever, and he's like, just acknowledge the feeling, acknowledge the smell, acknowledge this. And then it's like, you told me this over the last 3 days, like, I'm gonna punch you in the face. And even that reaction, I'm gonna punch you in the face, is totally normal. So don't think like I'm crazy, or you'll be crazy if you feel the same, because at some point you just want to kill everyone around you. But before you come in, before you start your whole thing, you commit that you don't kill anything, not even mosquitoes. So we couldn't kill mosquitoes, because that's not a thing you do in Buddhism. Erster Tag der, where is it? Not sure. Yeah, anyways, you get what I mean. Because they accept everything. Buddhism isn't a religion. They don't have a god. Buddha never claimed to be a god. It's just a philosophy, and it's an amazing philosophy to follow. You don't have to sit in a corner and meditate on the Bodhi tree for the rest of your life, but I think it's really nice, and a really nice philosophy to follow. They accept everyone, like every faith is welcome to go there and to do this experience. Versus in the Muslim world, for example, you can't, like, not many. There's a few things which aren't allowed. A few things. A few other things I wanted to say. There was this lake down the street. So it's like a little village. Here are the houses of the nuns, and here are the houses of the students like me, and then there's the houses of the monks over there. There's this one street which goes down to the lake. And the lake, the lake was one of the secret escapes for you. If you're fed up with your meditation, then you would just run down around the lake and again and again and again. And you're maybe supposed to go once a day max, because that takes about 25 minutes to go around. And your meditation sessions start with 10 minutes. You get a timer, you push the timer, you do your mindful prostration. There's no time on that. Then you do your walking meditation for 10 minutes. Once the timer beeps, you go sit down and do that sit down thing, what I just showed you. Then they increase every day for like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and so on and so on. And until you absolutely go crazy. Some people go crazy at 30 minutes like I did. Then I see other people, because you don't speak, you don't meditate with other people, you go into that meditation all by yourself, you start your exercise by yourself. There's other people sitting and doing their thing, but you are with them by yourself. You're not disturbing them, they're not disturbing you. If their timer goes off, you stopping, hearing, standing, intending to walk, and then you continue your thing. So everything what happens around you, acknowledge that, and your thoughts as well. And yeah, so this can go up until I don't know how many minutes, man. I have seen people sitting a crazy amount of minutes, and I have no idea how they did that. But every person is different. You may go in there and your max out time will be 20. Mine was like 30 and 35. I couldn't do 35 days. Sometimes 35 flies by like nothing, and sometimes you're like looking at your timer after 2 minutes and it's like, fuck, 35 minutes left. I just started half an hour ago, I thought, and I didn't, and all of that craziness. Impatience. And wow, not even talking much to my teacher. He's like, wow, one day before I wanted to leave, and then he's calling me in for a private meeting. So usually in the meetings, there's the nun is there with you and some other spiritual teacher or whatever. This time we sit down, him and me, and I think that was like the little bit of, not motivation speech I needed, but something happened in there which made me then stay and finish the whole thing. Because I thought, here is one thing, I thought, why am I going crazy and everyone else isn't? Why do I not see the point? Why? Because I was always putting expectations on everything. I was like, what's happening? And while things were happening, I didn't even realize they were happening, you know, which they then explained to me at the very end. So he's like, of course we also go crazy. Do you think if I do like a 10-day meditation retreat, I'm not going crazy and I sit like this all the time? No, I'm also going crazy. And then it's like, okay, I'm not maybe so crazy that I'm going crazy because everyone is going crazy. You know, that was like more like, I think what I needed to a little bit understanding, even though I still didn't understand any of that by that time. But that little bit of like, this is normal that you go crazy, chill the fuck out and do your thing. That's what I needed. Being told by this huge, bold man, I was just like, there's still so many nice people left in this world. That was another nice thing which I came to experience. So here are all these people and they are so nice, and they they understand your whole behavior and your moodiness and all of that because they've been through it, and they take it. And that's why he was begging me to stay. It's like this huge bold man is like there standing begging me to stay. Why would he care if I do one more day or not and whatever? Because he knows the benefits, and he's been teaching in that place since 10 years, I think. He came as well, same as a student. He came in and was like, yay, let me meditate. And then a few years later he came back, and now he lives there with his wife and with his kid even. The kid is born in the hospital there and stuff. So yeah, that was good. He's good. Even though he didn't say much, like, during the time. After, of course, the explanation of the whole thing was like mind-blowing. I'm like, oh, that's what it was, really? And stuff like that. So, result? I was driving back from that temple back to Chiang Mai for an hour and a half or an hour or so. It's the best motorbike ride ever. Like, I'm so chilled. I did not have craving of my getting my phone even, or maybe once when this girl kicked me out of the meditation hall because she didn't know I was supposed to be there and I was in the middle of my thing. See, and then you lose your shit. What for? So that's when I was like, oh, where am I going? It's like dark already, so I run around the temple like a crazy person. It's like, yeah, being all angry for nothing. But you're in this state where you're like really irritated. Like you're like, I didn't sleep. Like you sleep like maybe 4 hours a night, by the way. There will be a few more surprises along the way, which I will not tell you about because I don't want to blow, you know, I don't want to be like, yeah, I just don't want to. So, I've been talking for 54 minutes. I could go on for another hour, but I won't. Let me just see if there's anything else important I want to let you know. There's a few other exercises you get along the way, which I did not talk about right now. Maybe I should, because that's actually important. All right. So thanks if you're still with me. One day, one of the last final days, you get an exercise which makes you sit and walk for a specific amount of minutes. and you do 3 rounds. 3 rounds means you don't sleep all night. It's a good thing. I need to tell this. And I was like, what do you mean I don't sleep all night? I got really angry. I'm like, what the fuck? You just cut my hours down to 4 already? Like, now you don't want me to sleep at all? And, you know, I'm already going crazy. And you get like a little counter. You know, the counter what the bouncers have in the club when you go in and out to count the beeps. And you sit. So you do your walking thing, and then you sit. And while you sit, you will find yourself like doing this, like, you know, falling asleep sometimes. You know how the feeling is when you're in bed and you're just about to fall asleep, or when you're like waiting somewhere is really boring and you're like this. So this will happen a few times with you, obviously, during those weeks. And you're supposed to count them. And that's when it becomes really effective. Like, you want to have as many as possible of those little phenomena, as they call it, because that's when things happen, get resolved within you. That's all I want to say about that. And then the last exercise was so that's that. And then the very last exercise is you pray, you know, you say these things out loud after each mindful prostration. You walk, before you sit, you say, like, within this hour of meditation, or half an hour, whatever minutes you've been given, may I experience a state of meditation without consciousness of outside phenomena for 5 minutes. Without outside phenomena means I don't pay attention to hearing the screaming kid at the pool. I don't pay attention to the guy next door slamming the door. I don't pay attention to my thoughts and all of that. So that's when you like get this feeling. When you like really don't have any outside disturbance. And that's when you focus on, one of the last exercises, you focus on to just get that, to just like, you know, before you focus on it and you be mindful and you like acknowledge and you teach your body how to recognize all these things. This needs to happen in order to be able to do this exercise. There's many things to do, and you think you're going to meditate, do nothing. So you really focus on getting this, because in this final really important exercise, you cut cords with things which don't serve you, even though you don't believe it right now. And so didn't I. And I'm telling you one thing, if I knew this before I walked in, I would have put so much more effort in. But also, if they would have told me this before, my mind would have created different expectations. And if certain things didn't happen, I would go crazy. Why? What am I doing wrong? And stuff like that. But I think this is so important for you to know, because that would have changed my whole thing. That's important that you really focus on doing it, because that's when you get rid of your shit and you get rid of your thoughts and experiences and make peace with it, not get rid of it, because memory is still there. Remember, the memory will always still be there. But when it comes back, you feel neutral about it. You don't lose your shit anymore. You don't feel sad about it. You don't feel happy maybe about it. It's not just about sad. You know, 58 minutes, Jesus. I haven't even finished my coffee for today, peeps. Yeah, I walked in there with the plan not to have any coffee. That didn't go down well because, of the lack of sleep. So, I think that's it. I don't think... Do I have anything else to say? Oh, yeah. Yes, I have. If it wasn't for the soy milk and the chocolate. So, and the cheese. If you love cheese, you'll be fine. So after 11 a.m. you're not supposed to eat anymore, because you are in the process of cleaning and clearing your body and your mind. And there's a thing called emotional eating. I'm sure you've heard of it and done it loads. So if you don't eat hard anything after 11, then your progress will be better. You get more clear, you get more purified and stuff like that. However, you're allowed to obviously drink everything what's fluid, and to eat things like chocolate, but the chocolate cannot contain nuts, because nuts are hard things and your stomach will be working on this. So chocolate will be like fluid and resolve into your body by itself. Excuse me. And soy milk. Believe it or not, small packet of soy milk in the afternoon did it for me. It filled me up. I did not need any other food. Like, I did not feel hungry at all. And this was like the best thing, because I have been really unhealthy lately. Even though, yes, I'm always used to be, you know, in the gym and eating good food and whatever. I haven't in the last few months because of all my things. And lost motivation, this and that, and this, and I've been eating very bad and unhealthy late at night and shit like that. So that was really good. Like, now I'm fine. Like, I'm back and I'm eating chocolate for dinner and a pack of soy milk. I always try to stick to it, because your body doesn't need it. Like, you're not supposed to overeat. You're not supposed to like stuff your mouth. There's this one paper somewhere. You're supposed to eat to keep your body going. You're not supposed to eat for pleasure. You're not supposed to eat for overeating and all of these things. Oh, that's my rent bill. No, I think that was it. Really great. Even if you don't think you need to go and resolve anything, get rid of anything, or get any insights, you do. It will be doing good for you, for sure. I get so many great insights from my businesses. Remember this. I'm so happy about that. Really. Yeah, I think I'm just repeating myself now. So cheese is allowed, soy milk is allowed, and chocolate is allowed during the afternoons. To keep you going, to keep your body going, to keep you going, do meditation. And I wish you good luck. I hope you will go there and do it anywhere. There's centers all around the world. I'll place a link in the description, so there's no excuse, I can't come to Thailand, because it's not just a Thailand thing. So I'll put the link from Thailand. I think if they have it. I think they don't have a website even. It's all word of mouth. So I'll see if I can get anything. I'll place links in the description. Please check them out. Go there, do it. That's it. I hope this video was helpful. Like it, share it with someone who knows, who could benefit of this. And yeah, chill out. Peace out. Bye bye, peeps.